Okay, there we go. We're recording. I had no idea what I was going to talk about tonight until like 3 p.m. this afternoon. So, but what was really heavy on my heart was just having an overall vision for our business, for our life, for our family, for every single aspect of our lives. Like not only Beachbody, because Beachbody is a big part of our life, but it cannot be our life. So I just think it's really important to talk about especially going into it like a new season, a new year, with just a really good vision for what you want to do, what you want to achieve, because it's going to just remind us to stay on track. It's going to remind us to stay, focused on what we really want to achieve in life, because it's easy to get busy, especially like, a lot of us are moms, we're wives, we work full time, we have jobs, there's so much going on. And then we forget well, it's like 3 months into the year, like what have I really accomplished, So I am all about vision boards. I am all about visualizing what we need to focus on, because that's going to keep us on track for sure. Like we can have all these thoughts, we can write down these goals with just words, but unless we see something and actually visualize where we want to be, it's helpful to stay on track. So I'm just going to jump right in, and then we can just discuss some things after this, and so I can answer any questions if I can talk, that you guys have about anything like Transfer 20 or challenge groups or whatever, and then we can go into that after this. But this is what I want to talk about. So why a vision board? And I want to actually show you a few examples of vision boards that I kind of like, and different options that you can do for a vision board. I highly encourage you. Now I'm not about like giving homework. I'm not a teacher, but this is kind of an assignment. Like after our call, I really want, by the end of the year at least, because I know we're busy through the holidays, whatever, by the end of the year, I want us all to have a vision board. I will as well. I want us to actually make one, whether it's digitally, whether it's on paper, whether it's on a cork board, whatever it may be, we're going to all make one as a team, because we have to go into the new year with a really profound vision. Otherwise, we're not going to go anywhere. And that's just how I feel about this, about coaching, about life, about anything, like I said. So, okay, so I'm going to screen share just a couple things, because I pulled up some vision board examples, so you kind of have an example of what I'm talking about. And then I will just talk about some points that I have going on. Whoops. Okay. So this is an example of a vision board that's just, somebody took time to like cut things out and post it on a poster board. But this is kind of like an overall vision board that you would see. So, obviously this is somebody else's. They might not be a coach. I'm not even sure. But look, it's like you look at it and you're like, okay, it's pretty inspirational. It's pretty motivating. It has everything on there as far as finances, traveling, personal goals, spiritual goals, which we're going to just get on into all of those different types of goals in a second. But this is just one way to create a vision board. Another way is a digital vision board, which you can go into like Canva or PicMonkey, and you can actually just create it visually online instead of like on paper, I guess, if that makes sense. So this is like, obviously somebody just Googled these different quotes and different images and pictures and just kind of made a collage. And like I said, you can go to Canva, go to PicMonkey, one of those sites, and create just a collage of what you want to do. Like obviously this looks like, I don't know, just encouraging message, like why did you start, whatever she's doing. Obviously she wants to travel to London someday. There's just different types of things that pop out that keep you motivated. So this is a digital one. And then this one is just with words. Some people are more like, I just need to see different words that grasp my attention and keep me motivated. So this is just kind of an example of just words that are placed in a collage or a board of some sort that just remind you why we are doing what we are doing and why you're living. And this has to, like, I think vision boards are important. Like I said, not even if you're a coach, just living life. I think you just have to go into life with some sort of purpose and goal if you want to be successful and achieve the things that you want to be achieving. So those are just some different types of examples that I wanted to show you, because there's so many different ways that you can create a vision board. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it. You just got to kind of do it as according to your vibe, according to what will motivate you, according to what you like to do. Maybe you're a crafty person. This is like really exciting and you want to like cut things out of magazines and like really go for it. Personally, I don't have the time or the energy or the craftiness to do that. So I would probably do a digital vision board or something like that. So those are just some different examples. Hopefully that helps. But ultimately, you just got to do what's going to just drive you forward. So why a vision board? I kind of went over a little bit, but the reason why we want to have a vision board is because it exercises mindfulness. We have to just be constantly mindful of what we're doing every single day that's going to get us to actually where we want to be a week from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Because if we're not mindful of the small things that we do every single day that are going to get us to the bigger goal, then we don't have any purpose, right? So that's one reason. Like I said before, it's easy to lose focus when you're super busy. We just kind of go on routine mode. We kind of go on like autopilot almost in life, and then we get through life, and it's like 3 months from when you set a bigger goal, and you're like, well, what did I even do to actually achieve the goal that I set 3 months ago? Like, I totally even forgot about my goal. Like, I didn't do anything. And I think that it has a lot to do with coaching. We get into that because we sign up as a coach and we're super excited. We're like, we're going to make this work. We're going to get a lot of customers. We're going to help a lot of people. We're going to start running my own challenge groups 3 months from now. I'm going to be a diamond coach in 3 months. And then we're like 3 months later, we're still sitting at where we started, right? You know, it's like kind of like that. We have to have a purpose for what we're doing every single day. And I really think vision boards help keep us going and remind us every single day of what we need to be doing to get us to where we want to be. And like I'm kind of saying the same thing, but it is a tool to just remind us of our dreams and our goals for every area of our life, not just coaching, finances, family, spouse, maybe your living situation, maybe school, education, spiritually. Like, there's so many different aspects of your life that you can create a vision board for, and we're going to go into that in a little bit. It helps you connect yourself to those desires. And, you know, when somebody asks you what your goals are in life, what your goals are for the next 3 months or 6 months or a year, you should be able to have an answer. That's what it also helps you. It's good to just take sometime over a weekend, maybe an hour or two, to just really focus on what you want. What do you want out of life? I talk to so many women, especially when I'm like, what are your goals? And they're like, well, I want to lose weight. That's great. Why? Why do you want to lose weight? Then they're like, well, because my clothes don't fit. Like, okay, how did you get there? Like, go deeper. When people ask what your goals are, you should have an answer. You should be like, you know, having all this profound thing because you've been thinking about it. That's the whole point. We want to think about what we actually want, because if we don't know what we want, we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to find success. We're not going to actually do anything with our life if we're just kind of on autopilot going through our routine every single day. So have an answer is my point for when people ask you what your goals are, and taking the time to actually create a vision board will allow you to answer those people who actually ask you. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But I'm a big fan of, like, if somebody asks me my goals, I better have some good goals to give them. I'm not going to just be very surfacey, because that's just makes life surface. I want to go deeper, and I want people to know that I'm in this because I have a deep passion for every single area of my life, not just coaching, you know, everything. So another thing to remember too, you guys, and I think this actually ties in with coaching especially, but don't set goals and visions you think you should. Set goals you actually want and desire. Does that make sense? So it's like, okay, I'm just going to take coaching, for example, because this is like where we're at. When you sign up as a coach, you're like, okay, I got to hit emerald, right? That's your next rank. Then I got to hit diamond. And then you make these goals because that's just the thing you should do. But do you really want to? Like, are you going to maybe you go into it saying, I want to, maybe I want to make 6 figures. I don't know. But then it's like, is that really important to you? Like, is that just the thing to say because that would be nice? Or are you really passionate and are you really actually wanting and desiring that specifically? I know a lot of coaches that come into this, not for the money at all. A lot of people come into this because they simply want accountability in their fitness. And if you go into coaching thinking about exactly why do I want to be here? Like, I don't want to set goals because this other person has set a goal to earn 6 figures, or this other person wants to be diamond in 5 weeks instead of 3 months like I set. Maybe I should set that goal too. Like, no, it's whatever you want to do. Nobody's pushing you. Nobody's, this is your career. This is your life. So don't let the goals of other people influence your goals. Make sure that you're setting goals and you're setting vision for your life and your career and your finances according to what you want, not according to what I want. Like, that doesn't matter at all. I want for you what you want for you. That's all I care about. So make sure you go into this knowing what you want. Don't go into this thinking, oh, well, Jenna wants me to be diamond, so I should set that goal, and she wants me to do this and this. Like, no, I don't care. Like, I just want you to find success. I want you to be happy with where you're at, and if you're not, then we're going to make a change, and I'm going to help you get there. But you have to have that passion. You have to have that desire to actually work hard to get to the end result or the continuation result, right? Because there's never really an end result. There's always you reach a goal and then you set a new one, and then you set a new one, and then you set a new one. That's just what life is all about. Okay, so another point I want to make is make sure that your actions align with your goals. What do I mean by that? So if you set a goal, for example, I'm using the 6-figure earner again because I feel like that's just people say that all the time, and I think that's a great goal. But say somebody's like, well, I want to be a 6-figure earner. That's great. What are you doing? And maybe they're working only 30 minutes a day. So if somebody came to me and they're like, Jenna, I would love to do coaching because I really want to have financial freedom. I want to earn 6 figures by the end of this year. And I ask them, well, how much time are you putting into your business? How much are you working? How much are you dedicating to actually reaching that goal? And they tell me, well, 30 minutes a day. Do you think that's a realistic time per day to actually reach that end goal of 6 figures per year? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I could earn 6 figures a year by working 30 minutes a day, don't you think every single person in America would be doing that? Absolutely. So make sure you're setting goals and that align, and make sure your actions are aligning with your goals. Because when you set a goal, when I set a goal, I'm going to achieve it. If I set a goal and I don't achieve it, it eats me alive. So I make sure that I will do everything in my power to actually hit the goals that I have. And if I'm not, it's on me. It's not on anybody else but me. So keep that in mind. I hope this is making sense, you guys. Okay, so some things to think about, and you can jot these things down maybe in a list or whatever, and then this is how you're going to actually create your vision board. These are the things and the priorities I want you to think about when you're creating your vision board. Because like I said in the beginning, a lot of times it's easy to go to one thing. Like, what are your goals? Well, I want to lose weight, and then I want to, be a successful coach. That's great. What are your financial goals? What are your fun and travel goals? What are your spiritual goals? What are your mindfulness goals? What is your educational goals? There's so many different aspects of your life that you have to think about when creating a vision board. So your priorities. I think number 1 is your mind. So if you want to I have 10 top priorities that you should think about when you're creating your vision board. So your mind, what vision do you have for your mind? Maybe it's, okay, I'm going to maybe start doing personal development, or maybe And this is kind of, when I say vision board for the year, I'm kind of thinking like, what do you want to achieve next year? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe for you, maybe it's the next 3 months, maybe it's the next 6 months, but just know what your vision is, okay? I'm kind of looking at the whole year, in my opinion, and in my vision board. But you can create your own timeline. Just make sure you know what that timeline is. So your mind, that's number one. Maybe you're going to start more personal development. Maybe pick your top 3 to 5 books that you want to complete for next year. Maybe for the next 3 months, you know, say, okay, I'm going to read at least 2 personal development books. You know, what kind of fears do I have to overcome when it comes to my business? What kind of fears do I have to be aware of in my mind that I'm going to work on next year? You know, it goes deep. You know, your mind is powerful. Your mind kind of sometimes controls your decisions you make, for sure. So how are you going to change your mindset next year? How are you going to fill your mind? How are you going to combat those fears and that inner mean girl that talks to you all the time? How are you going to do that? Write that on your vision board. What books are you going to read? How many are you going to read? And go from there. Number 2, your body is another priority. So when you're thinking of your vision board, what goals do you have for your body? Your health, your nutrition. Maybe it's getting more sleep. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe, I mean, those are really simple, but what programs do you want to accomplish? Maybe you want to try going gluten and dairy free. Maybe you want to try those big, scary things like trying the ultimate reset from Beachbody. That's a scary thing. There's so many different goals that you can actually have for your body instead of just losing weight or just, you know, and those are big things, but think beyond that. You know, maybe it is a certain number on the scale that you want to see next year. Write that down, take a picture of it, find a graphic of it, and put it on your vision board. Number 3, your spirituality. I believe it's so important to fuel your soul and, you know, practice faith. I mean, that's a big thing for me. It might not be for you, but that should be on your vision board. What are you going to start doing more of? Maybe you're going to start doing more affirmations and gratitude, or more meditation. Maybe you're going to start going to church. Maybe you're going to start reading your Bible more. Maybe you're going to start, you know, practicing more faith-based activities that are going to actually fuel your soul. So that's number 3. Number 4. What are you going to start doing with your significant other, your best friend, your partner? What does that look like in your life? Are you going to maybe more quality time? Do you want to do more things for them or with them? I think that's a huge part of your life, is if that's where you're at in your life. Maybe could be single, I don't know. Number 5 is family life. So that's kind of like a given. Like, what do you want to see more of in your family? Maybe, again, that's just spending more time with them. Maybe that's, you know, I don't know, eating dinner every night together instead of watching TV. I don't know. It could be anything. It could be very small goals. It could be very simple. But I think, you know, obviously family is so important. Family comes first. Family is number 1 over Beachbody. Family is number 1 over everything. So have a vision for your family. What does that look like for you? What changes do you need to make to be more involved with your family or whatever? And it could be extended family, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, and then number 6 is your physical environment, where you live. What does that look like? What goals do you have for you when it comes to that? Maybe you've always had a goal to move somewhere warmer. Maybe your goal is to move closer to me. Like, I think that would be great, Misha. Just putting that in your ear. Side note, Misha might be moving like where I am. So that's just hush hush though. I don't know if that's hush hush or not, but I just announced it to everybody. Okay. So maybe it's that, like, put that on your vision board. Maybe you're renting right now and you want to, you know, this ties along with finances, but maybe you want to buy your own house next year. Maybe you want to get a bigger house. Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to, like, sell your house and go RVing across the country. I don't know what you want to do, but put that on your vision board. What's your physical environment look like? Maybe you want to stay where you are. That's totally fine. Number 7, education. what do you want to improve on when it comes to education? Maybe you want to get 2B Mindset certified. Maybe you want to go get Country Heat certified and start teaching Country Heat classes. I don't know. That would be really fun. Maybe you want to go get a degree. Maybe you want to go get certified in nutrition. Maybe you want to go, maybe it's not health related at all. Maybe you want to go be a doctor, or a lawyer. I don't know what you want to do. Put that in your vision board. What kind of education do you want to see happen? Number 8, finances. This is a big one. What do you want to see in your financial state? Do you need to pay off debt? Do you want to increase your income by a certain percentage? Anything to do with finances. Do you want to be able to earn a full-time income through coaching, to be able to quit your full-time job? Do you want, there's so many different things that has to do with finances that you should think of as well. Every aspect of finances. Number 9, community. Do you want to do more in your community? Maybe you want to start hosting workout classes in local parks during the summer. Maybe you want to start, volunteering at, homeless shelters or hospitals or something like that. Think about it. You don't necessarily have to put these specific things in your vision board, but think about these things. Really think about, what do I want to do? Maybe I would love to go volunteer somewhere and be more involved in my community, This just helps you think about what you want to do for your life. Okay, and then the last one and my favorite one is fun. What is your vision for fun? Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you want to pick up a hobby. Maybe you want to start some ballroom classes with your significant other, and that ties in with your other, number 4. I don't know what it may be, but involve fun. Everybody should have fun in their life. And if you're not having fun right now, and if you're working too much, and if you have no fun, we need to change that. We need to put that on our vision board. We need to make that happen. So, so think about all of those priorities when it comes to creating your vision board, and make sure you cover them all, because I think those are the top 10 things that we need to think about, because it makes your goals and makes your vision for your life just super, super well-rounded. It's not just one thing. We're not just about coaching, you guys. Yeah, we do these team calls. Yeah, I'm always checking in on you with your business and your health and fitness goals, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. And if all other aspects of your life aren't kind of where you want it to be, and you're coaching and you're just all over the place, and you don't have a vision for each area, then it's just going to be kind of chaotic, I feel like. So it's so important to know what you're doing, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. And focus on the small steps that create the larger steps to go towards the bigger goals. I tend to create big goals, and I want to get there, but then I forget what it takes to get there. I don't know if if you were like that, but I get stuck in that all the time. And so for me, I have to set smaller goals, and I have to kind of break down my big goal into little sections, so I know exactly what it takes to reach that larger goal. So think about that too. When you're creating your vision board, have a big goal, but also know, how are you going to get there? What is it going to take? What commitment and dedication and sacrifice is it going to take? That sacrifice might be turning off Netflix every night, you guys. I know, Jane the Virgin, but seriously, it takes so much time, and you could be moving your business forward during that time. You could be maybe spending more time with your family. You could be doing other things. So think about the small sacrifices that it's going to take for you to actually be where you want to be in your life. So, and like I've been saying, just create your vision board according to your priorities. You don't have to make yourself think about certain things. If it's not important to you, don't do it. Don't think about it. Maybe finances aren't important to you. Don't think about it. Don't put that on your vision board. Maybe you're set and you're good and you're feeling good, but focus on other things. What sticks out to you? When I read all these things, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that, but I'm going to totally do that. Think about those things. And that's just going to be how you're going to move forward. And I know how frustrating it is to feel stuck. I know how frustrating it is to feel like you're not going anywhere and you're not moving and you're not creating waves. You're just stuck. So I get that. I was stuck last year in coaching, basically. And I'm saying that because it's totally on me. I get stuck and kind of paralyzed about what I need to be doing. And you're like, oh, I just don't know what to do. But I think having a big vision is going to help you know how to get yourself out of slumps when that happens. Because we all go through dead times. We're all going to go through hard times. We're all going to go through times where we're just feeling like very just, I don't know, but then something's going to click and we're like, oh yeah, remember that vision I had, or remember that picture on that board I had? Oh, remember how I talked about, creating those smaller goals to get that big goals? Yeah, like what am I doing? What am I not doing? Always think about what you're not doing that you could be doing to get yourself out of that like that dull slump, all the same phase of your life. I hate those phases. I do. I hate those phases because I always want to be moving forward. So just think, what is it going to take? And when you do hit those slumps and those dead times, just know you're not alone, because you're not. Everybody goes through that. But ask yourself the question, what am I not doing? What am I not doing more of? Like, okay, so if you're thinking, maybe like I'm stuck. I haven't gotten anybody to sign up with me. I haven't moved forward. Maybe it's a rank thing, like, oh, I'm stuck at Emerald and I want to be Diamond, or I'm stuck here, and like whatever it may be, I don't know what it is. Instead of thinking about like why, think about, okay, like reflect on what your actions are actually telling you. Like, okay, if you look back on last week, like how much did you actually invite people to join our challenge groups or in coaching? How much did you actually talk to people and, post about what you're doing and sharing your lifestyle? How much did you actually do that? Because if you're like, oh, well, I maybe messaged like 2 people last week and I think I posted like 1 or 2 times, then that's why you're stuck. That's why you're not going anywhere, because you're not doing the things that it takes to actually go somewhere. So don't give up. You can't give up, because then you won't go anywhere at all, right? Then you're just gonna be like, well, I guess that's it. And then you're gonna feel bad for giving up. And then you're gonna see all these other people going forward and all these other people being successful. You're like, oh, why didn't I do that? I tried it. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. How many times do you hear that? You're like, I tried coaching, but it just wasn't for me. Like I talk to like ladies that I connected with about that all the time. And I'm like, well, what did you do? Did you have training? Did you have a team? They're like, well, I didn't really do anything. And I'm like, well, that's why. Like, come on, let's just kind of like expand our mindset a little bit and think about what we actually need to do to get to where we are, or where we need to be, or where we want to be. Because this is all about what you want. This is not about what I want. I have my own goals. I have your goals become my goals because I care about you guys and my team. And a lot of times my goals won't happen without you guys. So I want to make sure that you guys are achieving what you want to achieve, because that is my passion. My vision is not going to be the exact same as your vision, and that's okay. That's okay. But I want to be the person that's there to help you and encourage you. And, as a team, we can get there together. So I'm really excited. 2019 is going to be a huge year. Get ready, because I'm going to be like 10xing everything myself in 2019. The last, few weeks have been pretty rough on me, just being honest. And I've been a little, like I was talking about. So sometimes it's harder to get out of that than others. So I'm really excited for 2019. And there is no reason why not every single one of you, if you want it, cannot hit elite, cannot become diamond next year, cannot do these big things. There's no reason why you can't. There's absolutely no reason why you can't. The only reason why it might not work, if you're not working, if that's not important to you, then that's fine. But don't let the fear of failing, or self-doubt, or the fear of maybe the fear of success. I think that is a fear. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes that I'm fearful of success. Like, I wouldn't even know how to act if I became a top 10 coach. Like, let's just say that could happen. Like, I mean, I just don't see myself as that. And it's hard because I want that so bad, but then my inner self is like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just little old Jenna over here. Like, I don't deserve that. It's the fear of success. And, you know, it's not always fear of failing. Sometimes it's like actually being fearful of actually making it and actually making this big, you know, because it can happen. So it's time to crush the fears, whatever they may be. And that goes back to like your mind, fueling yourself. Maybe if you have those fears, find those personal development books that trump those fears. Find those books that are going to, you know, fuel your soul instead of, you know, constantly having your voice in your head saying you can't do it or you won't or you're not worth it, because you absolutely are. So that's really all I had to say. And so I really think that by the end of the year, I want to see all of your vision boards. Are you guys on board with me on this? Like, is that okay to do that? I think it would be really helpful. And I'm going to do mine too. And I gotta start working on it. But I think just even us sharing all of our vision boards with each other is super motivating too. And I think it'll just bring our team closer together. I think, you know, if we look at each other's vision boards and we actually like hold each other accountable too, like, okay, Larissa, I saw this was on your vision board. Like, where are you at? Like, are you doing the things that you need to be doing? You know, we can ask each other and hold each other accountable, because that's what it's all about. We're not in this alone. And that's the best thing. Like, it's so much harder to do this stuff on your own. So I think this is really going to be a really fun way to actually do something together and know where we want to be next year as well. So, okay, I saw in the chat something else. The website. So I think for the digital websites, canva.com is I use that for all my graphics. Literally every single graphic I usually use Canva. Another good website is, let me see if I spelled that right. Oh, almost. PicMonkey is another one. And I've used that a few times. I just think Canva is easier sometimes. So you can kind of play around with either of those. And yeah, I think for me, I'm just going to make like a poster in Canva and do like a collage and put some fun words on it. And, or I might do like a physical one. I'll have to figure it out. But I think just starting out with focusing on the priorities that I listed, the top 10 priorities, and start just kind of like writing stuff. Just kind of write things under each priority and like what sticks out, what kind of goals you have. And then as you're seeing all these words, then you can start seeing like the pictures that go with that. And then you can start like pasting things into your collage and like creating this huge thing. And then just constantly looking at it. Maybe it's the screensaver on your phone or your computer. Maybe it's actually a physical board that you want to plaster on your wall. Whatever helps. I think it's going to be fun. Any thoughts, you guys? Any questions?
I'm excited to make a vision board. I used to do this all the time, and I haven't in forever. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I remember making one in college. And I think I still have it. And I found it like 6 years ago or so. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I did that and I did that and I did that. And it was really exciting because I had those visions and I actually made them come true after, I think it was because of that specific vision board too. So it was really cool. I think this is really helpful. Anything else, you guys? How are you guys feeling about everything else? Do you guys have any questions about Transform 20 and anything like that, like the organization of it, or like where to put people or how to sign them up, or like when does it start? Like what do I do? Do you have any questions about that? Or just regular challenge packs, it doesn't matter.
I think I'm pretty good on everything so far. I got a couple people who are interested in the free workout tomorrow, like I told you earlier.
Yeah.
I've got several people signed up for the free membership so that they can start figuring out what types of workouts that they actually like to do.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I have one lady who's like, I don't know what I like to do. I've never worked out before. And so I'm like, sign up for a membership and let's get that's what you like. And she's got a lot of like pre-existing medical issues and stuff like that. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for her to figure out what she can or can't do.
I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. And I think, you know, sometimes we forget about the free membership. So, you know, like, I think it's a great tool.
My best friend lady.
Yeah, like, it's a great tool. I think we shouldn't really lead with the free membership. I don't agree that we should lead with it, because then they'll think, well, oh, I can just get a free membership and try it. Like, we want to actually get people to commit, and like, I think it's always important to talk and invite to your challenge group and invest in a challenge pack first. But then if they're super adamant about not being able to afford it or not wanting to do it right now, then you can be like, okay, girl, why don't you just sign up for a free membership, try a couple of these workouts, and then I'll check in with you in a couple weeks, and then maybe you'll be ready for a challenge pack. So keep that in mind too when you're messaging people. I wouldn't ever lead with it, except, you know, this free workout tomorrow, like, obviously we're like kind of leading with it because we want people to kind of experience it themselves and stuff like that. But yeah, I think sometimes I forget about it too, you know, like, we just like, oh, okay, you can't afford it. Okay, well, I'll check back later, instead of offering something they can do. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And that's been where that's where I've been at lately, because people just can't afford it with Christmas going on and all of that. And so I'm like, well, let's go ahead and try to get you started and see what you like, or try something that you might like.
Yeah.
So that we know what to start you with when you actually are able to sign up.
Exactly. And I think some people are visual, like, they actually like want to see what, like, they're like, well, what the heck is Beachbody On Demand? Like, what do you mean it's all online? Like, they can't, sometimes you can't really comprehend it. Like, that's kind of how I am. I like to see what I'm actually investing in. So I think that's a really great way to actually let them you know, actually, because when you have a free membership, you can see all the programs that you'll get access to. You can't like actually do them. So it's a good visual way for them to actually, you know, see what it's all about too. And then I know last week I talked a little bit about our challenge group. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. I'll probably go live on our team page, but just so you guys know, like, our tracker app this month is just for tracking. All the content and everything is through the 28 days of giveaways that's going on with all the coaches. I had to do that this month because I just didn't have time to create a bunch of content for our challenge group, and I just needed a little break. So I just want to make sure that everybody's clear. The tracker app's still there and people are still logging, and it's perfect because it's a really great way for people to actually track their progress and stuff. But then the content and the motivational posts, I almost fell out of my chair. Oh my gosh, that would have been embarrassing. All of that is in the 20 days of giveaways. And then starting January, I am going to open up a huge Slay the Year challenge group on Facebook for our entire team. So I want to make sure, like, I'll talk to more a little bit about that when it gets closer. But just so you know, I'm just going to open a big group on Facebook because I miss the sociality. I don't know, the social aspect of Facebook versus just the tracker app. The tracker app is great for seeing people logging and sweaty selfie and, you know, drinking Shakeology and having them actually, you know, I don't know, keep track of their progress photos. But I miss going live. I miss talking to people. I miss having the interaction and, you know, the more social aspect of a community group. So I decided I'm just going to do it. We're going to try it out. I'm going to keep it open the whole entire year. And so it'll be super simple for you guys to add people to, because that way you're not going to be like, well, where do I add them and how do I add them? It's literally on Facebook, and then we'll have a separate tracker. I would say that for each coach, open your own tracker app for your clients. So we'll have the big Facebook group, but we're also going to have our individual trackers for our specific clients. If you don't feel comfortable doing it on your own, I will have one open and you can always add to mine. But I think it's good just to be like, hey, you will be plugged into an online accountability community through Facebook, but you'll also get access to my exclusive health and fitness app where you can actually track your own progress. That's how I've been kind of wording it to people. So it's like, oh, wow, you have an exclusive app? Like, yeah, I actually do. It's the tracker app, but still, like, it's an exclusive app they'll get access to when they actually sign up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking starting off the new year. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I love, like, all of you guys are so good at posting in the Challenge Tracker app, and I love you to death. And it helps the environment and so much, but I'm craving more from the clients. I'm craving more from our customers to actually interact a little bit more and actually share more things. I just want it to be a big old fun, interactive, motivating group instead of, oh, I just log this and I log this and I log this and we're okay. Like, I really am craving that, I guess, more personal level stuff, you know? So that's going to be happening in the new year. Also, whoever wants to, and I know I'm going to pick my, you know, I know some of you already are okay with this, but I do want to involve you guys more. And I want to have you guys posting in the Facebook group more. Like, I was talking about this last week. I know this is kind of a repeat for you, Larissa, but like, for example, Larissa, I would give her maybe Mondays of January. So January, Mondays are her day. So she would create a post every single Monday in the month of January. And then Misha, maybe I would give you Wednesday. And so you would be in charge of creating a post for Wednesdays of that month. And I'll probably design it where, I don't know, maybe the month of January will be Motivational Monday, Beachbody Supplement Wednesday, like something's kind of like specific, but then you can make it your own. You know what I mean? That way people aren't just hearing from me, because you guys are leaders in the group too. So they want to see your faces, you know? Larissa, you have a lot of clients in there. So we want to have you actually the face in there more. And I know Emily, and like all of you guys are going to have a ton of clients signing up, especially in January, because it's the new year. Everybody wants to have like New Year's resolutions. Don't let them buy a gym membership. We got to get to them first. So anyways, that's kind of my plan. I want to involve you guys more. And that way we're just doing it together as a team more versus me just kind of doing everything, because you know, I think people get bored of me too. You know, like, oh, there's Jenna posting that same post she did like 3 months ago. And then I'm like, yeah, that's what I did. So anyways, that's what's going to go down. I'll have everything a little more organized when it gets closer to the new year, but I just kind of wanted to share that too. You guys cool with that? Does that sound good?
That sounds like fun.
Yeah? Okay, good. Perfect. I think it'll just be more simple too. You know, it's like, just add into our Facebook group that's ongoing. I'm not going to open a new group every single month and we're like, where did it go? I don't know where to go. I hate that, you know, and then people are so confused. I'm like, well, I thought it was this group. And then I'm like, okay, so we're just going to have one group. I am thinking about doing a separate group though for Transform 20, just to make it more exclusive. So all of our Transform 20 clients will have a VIP group. I will open it in January, but that will be a separate group on Facebook too. But after that's over, everybody gets added into our ongoing community. Does that make sense?
So do we add them to the VIP group that Shanti's running, that we're all part of right now? Or are we going to?
Only coaches get invited to that.
Okay.
You can't actually add them to that. They have to be invited to join. So say you have a customer that signs up as a discount coach and they purchase the Transform 20 program, they will get an email saying, hey, congratulations, coach, you have gotten an invite to join Shanti's exclusive VIP Transform group or whatever. So they'll get an email invite to his exclusive group if they sign up as a coach. So that's kind of off of you. It's a great way to be like, hey, do you want to sign up as a discount coach? Because then you actually get access to Shanti's group as well as my VIP group. So that's
right.
a good way to too. But that's kind of off of your shoulders. You can't really add them to that. They have to sign up as a coach and they have to purchase some kind of Transform 20 package in order to have that invite. So
gotcha.
I hope that makes sense. And I'll open that VIP group January, I don't know, we start prep week January 7th. So I'll probably open it the 1st of January, the first Monday of January. that way we can start funneling people in there and really creating hype, because then like that's where the challenge packs of Transform 20 should be like rolling out, because people are going to be really excited to join, and it's the new year and they're like, you know, on a cookie coma. I don't know. So anyways, I hope that makes sense, you guys. I hope nothing's confusing. Like if anything doesn't make sense, please ask me. Sometimes I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing over here too. So yeah, I want to make sure everything's clear. Is there anything else that you guys have questions about?
No promises on making that vision board by the end of the year, because we're about to go out of town and we won't be back until like probably the 30th or 31st.
Okay.
So yeah, no promises on being able to make it.
That's okay. I would just say like keep it in your mind, and even just start like writing things down, I think helps too. And then when you're in a place where you can like, okay, I want to create something, that way you already have all of your stuff written down. You just have to look at it and be like, okay, I'm going to create something now visually. I'm not going to be like, okay, you're off the team, Emily, you didn't create your vision board. Like, so not like that. It's more for you. Like, obviously this is more for you guys, for your personal selves. And I think it's really important. So I just thought having an end of the year goal of doing that would be great, just because we want to start off 2019 with a bang and really strong. So no worries. All right, you guys, if that's it, then I will let you guys go. But first, I need a boomerang. So, did you eat your pizza? Okay. Go, go, go. All right, you guys. Boomerang in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, you guys, I will tag you. Jackie, do you have an Instagram?
Yes, I do.
What's
It's under JACKKAYE11.
Okay. I will tag you. I probably would never have been able to find you. Okay,
I'm there.
I'll tag you and follow you. I'm going to follow you too.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for being on tonight. And it was Friday, so go hang out with your family. And I will talk to you guys later. And I'll see some of you tomorrow morning for our live workout.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.